Okay, I don't know what it is, but I just know that it is. Every time I make a video, somebody interrupts it. I don't care if it's a breast cancer video, I don't care what it is. So I just want to finish this thought up about what I was told uh, about the end of the world. Now, why am I being told? I think I'm being told, A, because I ask him the question a million times a day, right? Especially back in 2020. There were several situations that happened, but I just will tell you this. I mentioned it before in my earlier tapes, but I'm just going to mention it again. I was sad. I was sad. I was depressed. I was like, you would think I'd be like, all right, it's the end. But I was like, are you kidding me? And like I was going to say, I kept hearing in my head, hindsight is 2020. That was whatever his name is, Bernard, someone who was running for president. Hindsight is 2020. And I was like, yes, hindsight is 2020. It's 2020. How come I didn't know? And I was mad at the father, because I was like, you didn't tell me. And he let me know in no uncertain terms. I wasn't really walking with him that close back then. And he was right. So I stopped doing a lot of television watching. I still watch TV, but I mean, I was just addicted to everything that was out there, especially reality shows. And he was not happy with that. And so anyway, I was at work when I was working. I'm not working right now, but, and this guy was there. I was in the cafeteria and I'm constantly down. And plus, he also led me to YouTube. He was like, in the spirit, said, why don't you go on YouTube? And here was this huge Christian, community on YouTube. I had no idea. So I was just looking up stuff about the end of the world and different things. And I'm going to the cafeteria and I see this man. And this man is high-fiving everybody in the cafeteria line. And I'm looking at him because where I live, people are a little, they're not overly friendly like that. So I'm like, well, who's this guy just giving out high fives? And then I was sat down at the table and I thought, oh, I needed some utensils. So I got up and I went to go get utensils and there were people there. And he was standing there. And as I got up, those people cleared out and he was still there. And he says to me, do you know how much the Father loves you? And I was like, well, thank you. He loves you too, right? And he kind of stood there and gave me this look. And he said, then why are you sad, right? And I said, I'm sad because it's the end of the world. And at the time he asked me I was sad, I wasn't like, why are you asking me if I'm sad? I've never met you before. I don't know you from anybody. But I was like, it's the end of the world. And he said then, more people are going to come to the Father now than ever before in history, right? And I was like, great, but I think it's the end. And then I asked him, I said, if it's the end, how long do you think we have? And he said, about 10 years, right? But he said it like about 10 years, something like that. And I was like, 10 years? Well, in 2020, 10 years sounds like a long time, a short time, a long time. But since that time, there's been a lot of talk about the year 2030. The year 2030 being the seventh day. And then the seventh day we will rest. And basically, we're still in the sixth day going on the seventh day. And there is a 2030 timeline on YouTube. I encourage you to listen to it because I am not overly studious. I listen to other people study, and I don't know, maybe I have ADHD, I don't know, because I lose my train of thought, but I'll take a prayer and I will drag it to the nth degree. And that's pretty much how I believe that person showed up. And also, I think they were an angel. And the reason why is because afterwards, I think I asked his name, and ironically, his name was Jerry. Jerry, like on Soul, all the angels are called Jerry. Anyway, but I didn't know about Soul at that time. But anyway, when I went back to look for him, to ask him, like, how did you know I was a Christian? Or how did you know I knew God? He was gone. Adios. And that only happened to me that I know of one other time when I was a little kid, and there's a scripture that says, he who gives a cup of cold water in my name's done it unto me. And I remember praying, I just want someone, I think I might have been 10. I just want to give somebody a cup of cold water, a cup of cold water, a cup of cold water, please, a cup of cold water, and someone knocked on my door, a lady, because I didn't open doors to strangers. And she asked me, can I have a cup of cold water? And I was like, yes! And I ran and got ice in the water. And then afterwards, I gave her the cup of cold water. And then I was like, that was answer to my prayer. So I wanted to run and find her. She was gone. And I was like, that must have been an angel, right? So that's how I felt about this particular person. But I'm saying this to say, I think this is it. This isn't it as far as we're going to live forever. But this is it, because he already told me when I came back from my brain tumor that in 2020, he was patient. In 2023, he's not going to be patient. And I'm not saying I know everything, because of course I don't. But I would say it would technically fit the timeline, right? Especially if we're heading toward tribulation and everybody's talking, and I don't know. All I know is every day I'm going to get up and I'm going to praise the Father. I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to praise the Father, and in the afternoon I'm going to praise the Father. Because I love him. I want to be with him. I want to spend time with him. But everyone's saying, be ready for a rapture. And I think, like I told you in the other video, if it is, it's not how we think. It's not like we're going to just be walking around and then poof. I actually think it'll be on the heels of some type of war or some type of tragedy where people will be missing. Because we've already got that, right, Lahaina? We already got missing people that we don't ask about anymore, which is not, sorry, I wish I wasn't that way. But people will be missing. And suddenly we just move on about our lives. So anyway, I'm going to go because my camera is going to run out of juice. Thank you for listening to me. I'm a sister in the Father. If you have anything you want to input, I get it. If you think I'm nuts, I get it, I'm nuts for him. I'm going to be with him. I don't care if they got to pull me out of the insane asylum. That's where I'm going. But anyway, you be blessed. Go with the Father. He loves you. And I'll share some other things as he gives me the grace to do it. You be blessed and walk with him, because he's the only one, right? Let's put our hands in his hands. He's it. Have a wonderful evening. Be blessed. Bye-bye.